What's up everybody, Danny's here, and in this video, I'd like to talk about what video game deserves to be a remake on the Nintendo Switch 2. So anyways, let's talk about it. So there's lots of video games that deserves to be a remake, but Nintendo has remade every single game almost all the time. And what most people deserve to notice what game deserves to be a remake. So here's a few games that really deserves to be a remake. And what I recently played on my Switch 2 is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And so far, it's one of my favorite Zelda games I like to play. Same with Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, these games are backwards compatible on the Switch 2 if you have the Switch 1 game. You know what I'm saying? But also one game that I want to see on the Switch 2. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And recently, we have Star Fox already on the Nintendo Switch 2, but also what I noticed, it's a Nintendo 64 remake of Star Fox 64. So there's insane potentials of what game deserves to be a remake. So there's a few games that I want to talk about that deserves to be a remake. And of course, it's Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now this is according to NateTheHate, who's predicting that Zelda Ocarina of Time remake might be announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 for Zelda's 40th anniversary. And you know what I'm saying right now. So Zelda Ocarina of Time was released on the Nintendo 64, and it was one of the best Zelda games Nintendo has released for the Nintendo 64. But I also have Zelda Ocarina of Time on my Nintendo 3DS. So yeah, have you guys played this game? I'd like to know in the comments below. And also, Nintendo has released Majora's Mask on the N64, but also they remade this game on the Nintendo 3DS. I always like to play this sound. Super Mario 3D Land, of course, because Mario 3D Land is my favorite game on the 3DS. So I do want to see Zelda Ocarina of Time, but I also want to see Majora's Mask remake on the Switch 2. So this is kind of weird and don't know what's happening, but also this is from the Wii U, Nintendo Land. Have you guys played Nintendo Land on the Wii U? I'd like to know in the comments below, definitely, if you guys played Nintendo Land. Or do you guys still play Nintendo Land on the Wii U? Because Nintendo Land is one of the best Wii U games, but I want to see this game as a remake on the Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they could do a sequel, like Nintendo Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, or just Nintendo Land 2. Or maybe Nintendo World. You know what I'm saying? So, as I was saying about Star Fox, I know Star Fox on the Switch 2 is a remake of Star Fox 64. According to NateTheHate, he predicted that Star Fox is going to be released on the Nintendo Switch 2 before Zelda Ocarina of Time gets announced for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now this is what I'm talking about. Nintendo is getting into the works of like the next Nintendo Direct, but also if NateTheHate was predicting the next Nintendo Direct in June, more importantly, I think we might be getting one. So this is what I'm saying right now. Nintendo's make lots of great games for the Switch 2. They're now having the console overpriced in September 1st, right? So that means physical games will be more expensive, but digital games will be much cheaper, honestly. So more importantly, instead of going like, Nintendo doesn't want to do newer games. They want to do like remasters, like Metroid Prime Remastered, and also they want to remake Switch 2 Edition games. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what Nintendo wanted to do, honestly. But there's a few games that definitely deserve to be a remake. And honestly, I think Nintendo needs to start getting on remaking Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the Switch 2 for Zelda's 40th anniversary. And also, why not add Zelda Twilight Princess on the Nintendo GameCube for the Nintendo Switch 2? I mean, Nintendo has Zelda Wind Waker on the GameCube already. You know what I'm saying? So let me know which video game deserves to be a remake on the Nintendo Switch 2. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you guys are new to this channel. And don't be stingy with that subscribe button, by the way. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. And I'll see y'all later. Peace!